Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I'm carrying on in Klara Markova's book. Welcome back to the with feedback. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm using Prismacolors. I'm coloring in Fairy Touch of Magic by Klara Markova. I'm still working on this page and I'm just going to go ahead and carry on working with it. As always, haven't really got anything planned, but it's just a way of relaxing and de-stressing. So without any delay, let's get started. I've also got a couple of cutout flowers which I've already stuck on here, but we're gonna just carry on working with this page. All right, so when I don't know what to do, I just start with something familiar and I kind of let that help warm me up. So we're gonna go ahead and work on some of this. Now I think because I've got dark skin here, I can actually make this chocolate. So I'm gonna make the strawberry look like a dipped in chocolate. And I think that will work really well with my color scheme. So what we're going to do is just pull out some browns. I've also got a white Posca pen and a Spectrum Noir sparkle pen for their wings. So let's see, what colors can we use? Alright, so I'm going to try a combination of browns. I like a very dark chocolate, so we'll use that for now. And I'm going to start with chocolate PC1082 and kind of work from there. I just need my eraser. So I need to erase some of this, like all my chocolate erase. There we go. That's nice and clean. Well, some of it. It is totally okay to erase. It creates more interesting work and becomes part of your picture. So don't be afraid to erase or get stuff wrong. Okay. Hi Noelle, how are you? So we're just gonna warm up and see how this goes. Now, I know my strawberries often have like a greeny white thing in here, so where the stem, you know, it's been connected to the plant. So I'm gonna try and kind of show that in the middle there instead of making it dark. So I need, oh, I keep forgetting. Okay, let's use this one. A bit of that in there. Just sort of hint at some of that green stuff in there. Okay. A little bit like that, so nothing too fancy. I'm glad you're doing well. I'm going to zoom in closer to the strawberry. There we go. Okay. Alright, so now I'm going to not use Espresso, I want to use dark Umber. I really do find with this paper I need to kind of layer up a bit. I can't go in very dark very quickly. Now I don't want to necessarily use this color everywhere because I do want to kind of try and create like a bit of a glaze. Now if I remember rightly, Helen Elliston in I think Special Effects 2, she does show how to do like a glazed donut. So if you do want to get it like really good, and you have that book, you can pick out, follow along with her tutorial. I'm just sort of messing around here. So can I move the book right? Yes, I can. Thank you for asking. Is that a bit better? I think I might actually put a little bit of goldenrod in here. Hopefully that will just help warm it up, brighten everything up, and maybe even reflect some of the honeycomb in the background. I have on my to-do list to color a portrait. I don't mind even doing it during a live stream in a sketchbook kind of style. You know, all those beautiful sketchbooks you see, like sketchbook tours and all that on YouTube. And a lot of these people do these amazing portraits, but they do that sketchy style. So I really want to keep working on that because I really like it and I think it could look really fun. But my problem is when I try do a sketchy sort of thing and I go around the nose and the upper lip, it ends up looking like I've given them all moustaches. So I really need to figure this out. Like, how do I color in at the very least, never mind draw, a portrait in that sketchy way that looks really cool, but is not giving all these beautiful drawings moustaches. I mean, who does that? Seriously, I've got in my sketchbook. I'm actually too embarrassed to show them because they don't look great at all. I mean, they're probably better than I give them credit, but yeah, these lovely girls and then they got moustaches. So I really need to figure that out. Oh, fabulous. I'm glad you like it. And it's in a better position for you. It's not fun if it's not in a better position. Alright, I've used some artichoke and some goldenrod. I don't know how visible it is yet. And I'm going to carry on layering. Oh no, seriously, some of my drawings, it is cringe. I mean, this past month I made at least, hang on, probably about 4 where I literally cringed. I was like, I can't do this. I actually submitted for my second project. I had to submit a couple of drawings, and one of my drawings for that submission actually was really, really bad, and I had my feedback with my tutor this evening, and he agreed with me. He was like, yeah, I don't know what you're doing, and I had a good laugh, but you know, it just, I tried and I lost the plots, and yeah, it failed. And then there was another drawing I tried, another project piece that I tried doing. I was exploring doing like collages and all of that, and I had this idea and I was trying to go for it, but it didn't work. And then there was another one that was also just really not so great. But when it comes to drawing people, it's a bit hit and miss at the moment. But in early next year, I'm going to have a whole month where I can dedicate to life drawing, which I'm really looking forward to, because I really do like drawing and coloring people. It'd be really cool to be able to actually draw, you know, I'm aspiring to one day be able to draw my own portrait on a live stream and color it in. I mean, that would be pretty cool. Just like a bucket list kind of thing. So I'm trying to think of ways that I can update everyone on how my art course is going. It's a bit difficult because I get marked only at the end of the academic year, and so I probably won't show any pieces I do for that or in my projects until after I've been assessed, and then I can show you like some of my best stuff. I probably wouldn't show the stuff that is really bad, but I'm trying to think of, you know, what kind of things in my sketchbook I can show and kind of update you guys. So I'm still thinking it through. I do have a video I'm going to be releasing in a couple of weeks' time. It's a product review video, so that's going to be really great. Oh wow, you did a drawing class in college. That's so cool. Wow, free sketches, 5, 10, 15. Is that minutes? That's hard. My best friend's really sweet. She said to me, anytime I want to do life drawing, she's happy to pose for me. I was like, oh, thank you so much. Because my family are a little bit like, no, we don't, especially my kids. My husband, not so much, but the kids are like, no, Mom, we don't want you drawing us. And I tried drawing my one son on the weekend, and I mean, I got it all wrong. I just couldn't capture who he was. Granted, we were playing cards, so he was moving around quite a bit. And the position kept changing. Wow, 5-minute sketches, 10 minutes, that's really, really quick. Did you enjoy it? All right, I want to just put like little bits of the white in here. They weren't dressed. No, I wasn't thinking that they would be dressed. As far as I know, most life drawing models are nude. But I actually thought about that because I actually thought maybe, you know, when you're drawing someone for that kind of a project, you're not really focusing on the fact that they're nude. Well, I'm talking not one person, I'm talking generally speaking. You're more as a drawer, the drawer would be focused on, you know, what they're drawing. I don't know how much of the person in the nude really, how much of that becomes, you know, an issue. I was actually saying to my best friend that if I can get to go and actually attend a life drawing session and actually see people posed in the nude for a live class, I'd really like to actually do that, because I'd want to break past all the awkwardness that I would personally feel and just kind of go for it. So I said to her, well, you know what, if you're gonna look, might as well draw what you're looking at. So that would be my strategy, is like, just get in there. If something catches my eye and it happens to be something, well, might as well just get it done and over with. I'm not saying it's the most appropriate thing to do. Maybe it is a bit eye-raising of me, but that's kind of like how I would do it. Like when I've taken the boys to art places and there's been statues. There's this one house about an hour or so drive from us, and it's got quite a lot of these statues, and the boys walked past, and the one statue, it's missing its part. And so the boys and I had a really good long look, and I was like, right, if we're going to talk about it, let's talk about it. Just look at it, indulge it. There it is. It's missing. Why is it missing? And I mean, it's strange, maybe not appropriate for some people. I have 3 boys, and I was like, well, if we're going to do it, if we're going to talk about it, let's just go for it. But yes, I respect that my approach may not be appropriate for other people. Alright, I have no idea if I've done the shiny part of the strawberry alright, but anyway, there we go. I think I might put a little bit of like dark grey. So like 90% cool grey. Let's try really make it chocolatey. You get past it quickly. Okay, that's good to know. Oh wow, that would be awkward. When we break for lunch, they would put on a robe and sit with us. That's really impressive. Like, I don't know if I could actually do that. I do wonder at the confidence of these models, you know, to be so confident in your own skin, they can just stand in front of people, bearing it all, and then just get on with life the next day or the next moment. It's really remarkable. So I want this side quite in the shadows. So last night I had picked a couple of things around the house to do some drawing, and I timed myself 30 seconds, a minute, and 2 minutes. And let me tell you, 30 seconds is not long to even do a quick drawing. It was really hard. Wow, they were confident, even the ones that weren't perfect. That's amazing. It really speaks a lot about, you know, accepting, a person accepting the body that they've got. That's really impressive. Right, I'm not sure I can put more on that. Alright, so I can glue a little, but I have my pen, so, you know, we can wipe this out a bit, which I was supposed to do in the first place. Actually, let's wipe them out quite a bit, because then I can color over this. See, I learned from my mistakes. I remembered. So I think I might actually come down here and work a bit here. I'm a bit lost as to how to do some of these other bits. So I think if I do these backgrounds and these honeycombs, then I'll have a bit more of an idea. Okay, so we've got, I think this should be honey, and this here at the bottom. Sometimes I forget my own combos, so I find it helpful to go back to my videos and just like find out what did I use. So I need a canary yellow, I need a lemon yellow, a goldenrod, a crimson red, a sienna brown and a sepia, a white pencil, alright, there we go. So we'll just work a bit more on the background, and hopefully that will help just consolidate some of this a bit more. if you had a gouache and you could match the colors to your pencils, you could probably paint over these flowers with gouache. Might even be easier than with Posca pen. Oh, white ink. I've not tried that. I really should try that. I was actually thinking I want to, at some point, add to my collection some watercolor inks and some other inks, because I think that they could probably be a lot of fun. But then again, there's so much fun stuff. I used lipstick the other day and did a drawing with lipstick. Nothing very fancy. I just stuck lipstick on a bendable ruler, or I used my foot and did quick drawings with that, and that was really fun. There's a South African artist who creates portraits out of lipstick, lip gloss, sometimes curry, coffee, coal, which is pretty similar to charcoal probably, juice. I mean, he uses all sorts of unusual things to create his portraits. It's pretty cool. And some sepia brown. I don't really mind if I get some yellow on my leaves, because that will just brighten the leaf anyway. The thing is, if I was to do something with lipstick, I would probably need way more lipstick than I actually have. I own two shades, a brown and a red. So you'd probably, you know, if a person was to kind of try and do a whole page or even a portrait with lipstick, you probably need a good few shades, because you need a mid-tone, a light tone, and something dark to create your shadows with. And I'm presuming it would work very similar to paint. Glad we have the same collection. Yeah, I'm not really one who's very good with makeup. I find it fascinating to watch those makeup artists. I think sometimes you can get like competitions, and they, yeah, they're just amazing. Oh yes, I needed to white out my daisies. So I'm really glad I brought out my Posca pen. We can really kind of wrap a few bits up. Go back to our sepia. In here, we need a little bit of very, very gentle bits of yellow. Because that jar is kind of going that way. I don't think it is sitting too much. It might be sitting here. So we'll leave that bit. And we need to get in between here. Okay. Now what we can do is make their wings slightly transparent. So we just put some yellow inside the wings. And I don't want to have white daisies on a white background. So actually bringing some yellow around the daisies will actually help to create just a bit of variation. And then also here by her skin, where she's already dark, I don't want to make it too dark and kind of lose her. We could probably make, I don't know, grey mushrooms, yellowy grey mushrooms. This page is going to look very yellow. Very, very yellow. So I'm trying to feel the page and kind of see where it's taking me. Not everywhere do I need to blend out with a white pencil. Can be a bit more specific, but I think I might leave it like that. Might bring in a bit of orange in here. And ever so little bit of red. Hi Carly, how are you? Like these little berry type things here. So maybe what we could do is, because there's so much yellow, we need cooler greens and blues to kind of calm it, contrast it. So I think if we make like cool colors here, that could work, and maybe bring in some cold and warm colors. We've got a lot of warmth with this yellow. Oh, lovely. You've been colouring in Little Folk. How are you enjoying the book? Hi Dawn, how are you? Oh, I'm so glad you're enjoying the book, Carly. Oh dear Dawn, I'm sorry your tummy's hurt you today. Oh, that sounds so cool. You're colouring in Best Froggy Friend. Nice. I need to actually go and have a look at the reviews from that with that book. Just kind of enjoy it that way. Thank you. The yellow is very daring. I don't think I've coloured with this much yellow before. Maybe one other page. Okay, I like that better. It almost looks a bit more natural. It is a lot of yellow. Right, that's going to have a lot of honey dripping, so we're going to leave that yellow. That's going to be yellow, but we could bring in a little bit over here. And we can leave that one. Okay. We're getting there, we're getting there. It's a big page. It's got a lot going for it. You go, Carly, you freelance. Sometimes it's nice to just do the prompts, and other times it's just nice to do the things that you want. I admire people who can do prompts. I don't stick long enough with them. I want slightly sharper pencils. It's like all the hashtags on Instagram. I love that there are so many things that you can participate in and do. But I'm so rubbish at doing them because I just get caught up doing my own thing. Okay, I think I'm gonna feel better now that I have sharper pencils. So I don't need to worry about carrying on through the flowers because I'm just going to glue on top of them. But I do need to make sure any part around I can sort of put a splash of color, so if they don't line up brilliantly, I've still got, oh dear, I got brain fog. Oh, yep, I have brain fog. Anyway. Need to color it so if they stick out through the cutouts, it still looks nice. Hi Angela, how are you? Thank you. Gosh, I saw something really thought-provoking on Instagram, and I've heard of it before. My husband had mentioned it to me, where it's this dead internet thing. Anyway, the Instagram post was some photographer. I don't know how he got in, but he was able to photograph these rooms where there's all these cell phones all plugged in together and manned by a single person, and they go on and comment or stir up trouble on the internet, you know, social media, forums and all of that. And I think they get paid to do that. And I think the theory behind it is called the dead internet theory. It just really makes you think about all these algorithms and stuff. It's like, you know, there's real people out there who love Instagram, who use Instagram and Facebook and all those sort of things, TikTok. And then you've got people who actually, they're not real. They're just fake accounts. And all those fake accounts have been bought and to push numbers up and influencers reach and all of that sort of stuff. And it's really just like, hang on, I just want to do my channel for the fun of it and create a community where people, you know, like, I don't want to be in it for fakeness, you know what I mean? Making a name, becoming a big channel just to get likes. And I'm not saying every channel does that. It just really made me think. So I'm not saying any channel I know is doing this. I'm just saying it was thought-provoking post because it got me thinking about how important it is to just do things for the right reasons and not get caught up in the numbers and the likes and all of that sort of thing. And following the algorithm, like, it's exhausting. and I hope I'm making sense. There's more to life than an algorithm, I suppose, is really the nutshell of what I'm trying to say. Oh, Penny, have you got a, Noelle, have you got a colouring block, or is life just being really busy for you? Thank you. Thank you, Dawn. It's a very yellow picture. It's definitely got honey on it. So not long and we're all going to be colouring Christmas pages. Gosh, I can't believe it's that time of the year again. And my boys have asked me to do Elf on the Shelf again. So that's going to be very interesting. You know, because they're getting older now. So Elf on the Shelf has to get a lot more creative. Oh, I'm sorry, Noelle. Life is busy and had a loss in September. I'm really sorry. That's not easy. Just take the time you need, and when you're ready, the colouring will come back. It's a gentle friend. Colouring is a gentle friend. It's there for you when you need it. No judgment, no pressure. Exactly. Give yourself grace. I am working in Klara Markova's Fairy Touch of Magic. The only thing is pencils take a long time, so it's a slow coloring process, this. But the paper is beautiful. I actually like this book, I think, more than the first one she released. But I just find I don't color in them a lot because I think the busy pages make it hard to kind of color quickly unless you were to maybe use markers or paints. Maybe if you used paint it would be a bit quicker. I did try markers, I think. No, I used an alcohol marker blender, and it bled through to these pages. And I know it's not the end of the world, but I wasn't sure if I liked the bleed through in this book. But gouache works really well. I have used gouache, and so I think if you were to paint a whole lot, you could probably get through it quicker, depending on how you paint. You can use markers. Exactly, she has a lot of little details. And because I like her illustrations, I do try and, you know, I want to give them the attention I feel they deserve. So I'll try and aim to finish this page by November, the end of November, all going well. Otherwise I'll abandon it and I'll do something for Christmas. Maybe we'll do a winter page. But I don't know if I'll do a winter page in here. Maybe we could do a winter portrait, or I'm sure I could find a different coloring book. And then maybe use some Neocolor 2 crayons. I really like using those crayons just as crayons instead of always activating them. In some ways I think I actually do prefer using Neocolor crayons just as crayons. Yeah, you could probably do water-based markers. I don't actually have any water-based markers, so I've not tried them, although I have heard people say that water-based markers, oh sorry, my brain is not working, they streak, but I think if you go with pencils on top you can get rid of the streaks. Seriously, I hate it when my brain fogs up like that. And some days it's worse than others. Oh, I'm glad they work nice for you, Dawn. I think I went through a stage where I have I had saved the Tombow markers, but I didn't get very far. I think because they cost quite a lot of money. So it's just like, nah, I'm really happy with just what I've got. Oh, wow, yeah, you could scribble on a palette and pick up the color. Yeah, I mean, definitely try it, whatever works. And, I mean, what's the worst that happens? You just find out what doesn't work for you. Or you have a happy accident and like what you find. There's a lot of honey in here, my goodness. I think I might just change direction now and do some of these lovely little white daisies. And with my Posca pen, we can really make them white. Alright, I'm gonna change direction and do a bit of flowers. And I need a pink pencil. So just little bits of grey. There's so many of these little daisies. Alright, just touch of blue over it all. So the problem is if I go over all of this with a white Posca pen, I'm going to have no definition. So by kind of adding a bit of color, giving it a little bit of character and just a little bit of depth. Alright, I'll add the pink after it. Alright, I think this is too big. Okay, I'm going to need a pen, and I don't have one. So I will just have to go over that with a finer white tip, because my goodness, that's just going to make a mess. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Okay. I think these are periwinkles, so let's make them purpley blue. I think if we do like really soft purples, it will look really nice. And we can always bring in a bit of white. Maybe around the center. Oh, Zucchini Kitty is awesome. She makes amazing pictures. I remember when I started coloring, I followed a lot of her tutorials and I watched a lot of her work. So here I'm not going to go for realistic colored flowers. I'm actually just going to do a very simple blend. And purple will contrast beautifully with the yellow because they are opposites on the color wheel. This is going to be a very helpful color combo. Okay. Bye, Dawn. Hope you feel better. We'll be praying for you. There we go. Thank you. It does, it's working the way I wanted it to. So I think I just need to figure out a way to lift that color somewhere up further top. But we'll get to that point. I will try and remember all my combos for each element. I forgot them last week, but I will try and remember this week and put up the combos in the description below after the live stream. So if you do like any of my combos, you can find them there. It's a pleasure. Okay, so that bit's kind of hidden there, so we won't do that. It's always nice when you find combos that kind of work into each other. I find if I don't blend it out too smoothly, you can almost create some texture inside the flowers. Because there's enough pigment down to actually move around. We can give them like little green centers. Ah, thank you. Just tone it down with a bit of brown. Oh, I just saw he's on a hammock. I need to do this background. Oh, that's so funny. I thought the whole thing was like a bed. That is so funny. See, I tell you, sometimes you just have to do what you can, and then you start seeing what's really there. So funny. Thought the whole thing was his bed. But we can probably put in a little bit of kind of coloring. Okay, so I'm just kind of trying to see if I can replicate the other bee I did a couple of weeks ago. think I should use my 90% cool grey, which I've hidden. There it is. And we can make this maybe a bit more black without using black. Oops, sorry, I moved it out of the way. There we go. Getting a nice cute little bee. Oh, and I used a bit of pinky red. Why I did this I don't know, but we'll make it the same. Oh, I know why. I would have reflected the flowers, but anyway. Go. Okay, so there we go. We've got flowers and bees done. So we kind of done the top and the bottom. We're sandwiching it in. Hi Dee, how are you? Trying to make sure I keep my things separate. Now I had used, I think, the leaf green and a dark green, so I'm going to use that for the leaves. So again, I think this is going to help just contrast all of this really, really nicely. I'm trying to make sure I don't do my leaves all the same. It's very easy to do that. Okay, there we go. So we've done some leaves, some flowers, and I've got a few more leaves I can do around here. I think I'm just going to do all these leaves the same. Oh, sorry, I've gone out of the screen. There we go. I am in this little block here now. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like the flowers. I find periwinkles are just very interesting flowers because they are both pretty and also not very wow all at the same time, you know. I mean, to me, they're kind of like the girl next door kind of flower. Are you? Oh no, don't be scared to colour in her books. They are busy and the work is stunning, but her books are incomplete without your interpretation. And your interpretation of her pictures is what actually makes them special. So hopefully that encourages you. You know, don't hold back, don't worry. They're meant to be coloured, they're meant to be enjoyed. Okay, so there's a whole like growth thingy here. Oh, okay, hang on, I just saw it. It's a ladle. Okay, I'm trying so hard to keep these combos separate for you. I'm just going to bring this down. So if you look here, this is a ladle and it's filled with honey, which means I could probably get away with colouring it in like a dark woody sort of way, and that will also help balance like the dark skin here, you know, because with a page so busy like this, I find at this point in time having little bits of my colors all around the page helps me to make it cohesive. And when a page is cohesive, it feels right. I don't always get it right, but that's the intention behind it. So creating a very dark brown ladle here will complement the dark skinned fairy and the chocolate covered strawberry. It will also help with the bees. And to be really honest, I don't want to put silver in here because I think that could possibly start detracting from the color palette, and I don't want it to be confusing. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a dark brown, very similar to the chocolate covered strawberry, maybe with a bit more gray. All right, let's see. What can we do in the next 20 minutes? All right, so I'm going to use a 90% cool gray. I'm going to sharpen all my pencils because that just helps me faff and work up the courage to do what I think I need to do. I can honestly say there's one thing the past couple of months has started to kind of click for me, and I wouldn't say it's there, but starting to really help a lot is actually this thing of it's okay for some things to just not turn out well. It's okay to try and it doesn't work. And actually, it's in the things not working out that we learn the most. And I think that this is going to be a very valuable lesson for me in general, but also something I can bring into my coloring. It's like, well, if I try and it doesn't work, well, then I know what doesn't work for next time. Not realistically, not everything I'm going to color is actually going to turn out amazing. But what's the most important thing is that I colored, or I created, or whatever the case is. That's what's important. Because the fun of coloring, for me personally, I think is actually more in the creating. It's the working with the coloring page and the pencils or the paint, whatever it is that I'm working with. And it's kind of having a conversation or a partnership with them, and the paper, the drawings, the way I color, the way I understand things, it all works together or doesn't work together, and it creates something very, very beautiful, or not so beautiful. But I learn the most by trying and showing up. And honestly, the disasters I made this past month, I think that has really helped, because I did some work that just really was terrible. It's like, no, just laugh about it. It's fine. It's not a big deal. What's more important is I showed up and I tried. So be encouraged. When you're ready, grab your whatever you want to color with. Grab the books that you want to color with, and do that. And go on an adventure. See what unfolds. And if it turns out to be a whip, that's okay. If it turns out to be something you like, then that's always really cool. And if you learned something from it, that's the best. And if something is really intimidating, see, have a conversation with yourself. What is it about something that intimidates you or puts you off? And if it's something that you're just not ready for, that's okay. And if it's because you're not sure how to do something, well, then that already shows you like some clues. Find out whatever that thing is that you're not sure how to color. Find it in a book that you feel more comfortable in and color that until you feel comfortable. Thank you. I mean, for those of you who have been following my channel for a while, you know that I've actually hit a coloring slump. However, I knew it was important that I didn't stop creating, because I need to create. Whether I'm coloring, drawing, playing around with colors on a piece of paper, making a mess, or whatever it is, there is something really beautiful and soothing about being creative. And there are many ways to be creative. So don't stop being creative as much as possible. And writing counts. If you need to journal or write a poem, or that all counts as creative. If you need to, I don't know, film, like there are so many forms of creativity. Oh yes, I get that. It is, Klara Markova's books are expensive. And it is not easy to replace. I totally get that. What if you scan the picture you want to copy, and then you color it, you print it on some paper that you like, and you try it. And then if it goes wrong, you haven't colored in the actual book, but you've still given it a go. And if you really like it, you can either keep it inside the book itself, or you could put it in a, what do you call it? Like a binder. And that way you can color the same page more than once. And you don't have to worry about spending a fortune. So I'm trying to make this little section here a little bit brighter, but I do want this to look more wooden, so I don't really want it too shiny. But I've not given it any wooden texture. And that's one thing I need to work on, is like bringing more texture into my drawings or my coloring. So I'm going to fill that all with honey. cool. Yeah, I also forget about using my phone or printing stuff. But yeah, if you're open to doing that, then go for it. I mean, that could be an even better solution for you. I need this like black bit here to kind of show that the honey is sitting inside the ladle. Alright, so now we have a nice brown ladle, and I'm going to go back to colouring leaves. Right, we are getting there. So I'm really just using a white pencil, light green, dark green, and a 90% cool grey to do these leaves. A bit tricky to get around the bends, especially in the spine. Okay, so there we go. Okay, I can put a couple of those flowers down, but I don't think I can do a whole lot of them. But we can do a few. So I've got my glue stick, find my flowers. Pop a couple down. Oh look, I forgot all that leaf. Like, ah! So you can cover most of it. If I do this and then this one here, I can put that flower down. It would be lovely if she did sell her books on Amazon. But I don't know how that works with her having a limited amount of books that she actually prints. Because as far as I know, she has a certain amount that she prints, and once that's done, that's it. Sometimes you can find her books secondhand. They are a bit harder to find, but sometimes they do come up. Yeah, shipping does stink. Oh dear, oh there it is. Stuck to my sleeve. I wanted another blue flower. Here we go. Okay, I don't want to do these few here because there's a few more things I need to color. So I'm going to zoom out and you can have a look, and then I think what I'm going to do is carry on working on this. So I'll carry on with this page until the end of the month, and then in December we'll do winter themes. We can either do winter and Christmas, or we can just do winter. I don't really mind. I'll see if I can pick out a few colors closer to December and coloring pages, and then we can do a vote for the next live stream coloring page. Okay, but this one I will carry on doing next week, and then we'll see how we go. So I'm going to zoom it out for you and you can have a look. A little bit more. There we go. So that's how it looks so far, minus the glare, and I think it looks really cute. I think it's going to come out really, really lovely when it's done. And at least we're getting more of the background done. So thank you so much everyone for hanging out. Thank you for chatting with me. I hope you all have a lovely week going forward, and I look forward to seeing you next week, Monday, same time, same place. Until then, everyone, take care and happy coloring. Bye!